Uday, you can start today. Okay.
Sir, can I share the screen?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to check because now I'm using the phone. This power interruption. You check it. Second, I'm looking for that option. It's available here. Try sharing. Try it and let me know what happens. Whether you can share or not.
I can't, sir.
You can't, no? Okay, then give me a little more time. I think this should be done from, no, give me a second. Okay, now you can. Now right. But you can start today. Now you can share it. Try it. Okay, but now you can share. Start.
Hi, everybody. Today I'd like to talk about the brain. Okay. First, I'd like to introduction what is the brain. The human brain is an organ that lives inside the skull. It is about the same size as both of your feet, put through the weighing about the 1.3 kilos. It's covered in the winkle and protected by the fluid inside the skull. It's sometimes nicknamed the gray matter because it is gray in color. You might not think about your brain very often, but you when do think about it, it's pretty amazing. The human brain is in a change of the heart pumping. It's like an extremely powerful computer storing our memory and controlling our everything that your body does, even that the things that you don't think about, like breathing or you're keeping your thoughts and the bodies. The brain keeps growing until we are about the 20 years old. The brain is part of the nervous system, main part of the brain and their functions. Brain is the single box that receives information from the rest of your body. Every time you use any of your senses, all of that information is transmitted to your brain where it is processed. It is also where all of your thinking and the feeling take place. People sometimes talk about the heart as the place where your our feeling happens, like they're talking about heartbreak. But actually, it all take place inside the brain. Okay, next I'd like to talk about the brain functioning simply. When you touch something hot or see something beautiful, that information travel through your body into your brain. This helps us to understand what is going on around us, which inform us how we ought to respond. The brain also uses those nerves to tell our muscles what to do. This how we move. Our brain sends the signals. Our muscles receive them, and suddenly we are talking or walking or stretching. The nervous system is made of million of nerves, which are microscopic cells. They can join through with other nerves to form connection called a pathway which transmit information. This pathway can get stronger the more that they are used. Okay. For example, learning how to ride a bike show how the nerves of the pathways. The first time someone get a bike, they have to think very carefully about how they are moved. How do they pedal? How do they balance? It's a lot of work, hard work. But after a lot of practices, it became much easier. Eventually, they don't have think about it all. That's because the nerves have successful formed a pathway that tell their body how to ride the bicycle without the consciously thinking about it. The brain also keeps working while we are asleep. It's control our dreams and sort through everything that we have learned and experienced that day to day decide what is important. The brain is keeping until we are about the 20 years old. This planetary because it is real complicated, and the planetary because it is pretty tricky to experiment on the something that keep us alive and function. So the brain has a lot of secrets hidden inside it. Okay, next I'd like to talk about the main religion of the brain. It's comprised of the four main regions: the cerebrum, the cerebella, the brainstem, the diacetyl, and each one controls a specific task. The largest section is the cerebrum, and it's make up of three of the brain's value. It's considered of the nerves and nerve fibers. They transmit information from the nerves throughout the brain and body. The cerebrum controls the higher functions learning, response, reasoning, and speech. The sensor like a sight and hearing. Under the cerebrum is the second largest uh, part of the brain, the cerebellum. Much like a cerebrum, the cerebellum has nervous cell and the nerve fibers. It carries a signal to the other part of the brain and to the spinal cord. The cerebellum is responsible of the coordinating muscle movements, particularly those that help maintain the body's balance and posture. The third region, the brainstem, lie in the front of the cerebrum and urge the brain to the spinal cord. The brainstem is the collection of the structures that include pons, A mass of the nervous fibers that carry a sensory information. Midbrain, a region of the fibers and structures that help control movements, along with the auditory and the visual processing. And the modular oblongate, which create a motor and the sensor pathways. Between the midbrain forms and the spinal cord. Also, the part of the brain stream control visual body functions such as calculating activities, control visual bodies activities, representation, discussing, and sleep. The fourth region is located above the brain stream and make up the core of the brain, the dicephalon. About the size of an apricot, the dicephalon is the grouping of the several structures. The hypothalamus, which processing and transmits information from all senses aspects, smell. And the hypothalamus and the pineal gland, which work through the producing and regulate neurochemicals. These structures help govern sensations, brain regulation, energy, and the industrial behaviors. The brain four main components: the dicephalon, the brain stream, the cerebellum, and the semibrain. Work in the sign to ensure bodily functions are fully operational. This is my second part of my presentation. Okay, next I'd like to talk about the functions of the part of the brain. First one, the semibrain, frontal lobe, personality, thinking, planning, problem solving. The semibrain temporal lobe controls speech and hearing. The brain stream control all the automatic things such as calculation. Next one, the spinal cord, linking the brain to the rest of the body. Next one, the cerebellum, control movement, balance, and muscle. Next one, the cerebellum, operative lobe, control memory, sight, and smell. Next one, the cerebellum, temporal lobe, control movement, sensation, pain, pace, and etc., speed, and writing. Okay. Next, I'd like to talk about what's the difference between the right brain and the left brain. The population about the left brain and the right brain qualities are generations that are not well supported by the evidence. However, there are some important differences between these areas. The left brain contains the relations that are involved in the language production and the comparison, and it's also associated with the mathematical calculation and fact relay. The right brain plays a role in the visual and the auditory processing, spatial skills and the article abilities, more incentive and the creative things. Through these functions involve both hemispheres. Everyone uses both of half of the time. Next, I'd like to talk about how to keep your brain in shape. First one, drink a lot of water to keep your brain hydrated. Next one, work out at the brain gym. This is program of the physical movement and exercising that help you engage your brain. It can help to reduce stress and improve your abilities to learn. Next one, Try mental workout too. Things like puzzles and reading are great of the keeping your brain fit and strong. And you don't ever need to get off the sofa to get in a great brain workout. Next one, at great at health foods. The brain needs a lot of vitamins and minerals to the function properly. Fatty fish salmon, it's very good. As the blueberry and the broccoli, maybe not all at the same time. True. Next one. Sorry, sir. Uh, get a plenty of
Okay.
sleep. Also, your brain never fully switch off. Sleep give your brain a chance to rest and remove toxins from your brain that have built up during the day. A lack of the sleep can make you grumpy and distracted. It can also make you more likely to get sick because it's affected how well your immune system works. Okay, on next page. The brain is divided into the two halves called hemispheres. The left side of the brain controls the right side of the brain, and the vice versa. If you're left-handed, it's the right side of your brain that in a change. Next one. Every time you learn something new, your brain change its structure. This is because of the nerves forming new pathways to make accessing and using the new information faster and easier. Next one, neutrons are extremely speedy. That transmit information to and from the brain at the more than 240 kilometers per hour. This because sometimes our body need to react very quickly to situations. If you touch something that has come straight out of the oven, you will flinch before you have the oven through about it. This speedy reflex help to keep us safe. Next one, the brain uses around 20% of the energy that we get from the food and oxygen. It needs a lot of power to do everything in a need to keep us going. Okay, next I'd like to talk about the brain protection. The brain has even developed a mechanism of protect itself, such as mechanism is the blood-brain barrier, a cellular wall that only allow the specific chemicals to enter body bloodstream into the brain. Despite this protection, tumors and other complications can lead to life leading into. Sorry, sir. So give me
Yes,
one.
Pude. Continue, Pudeshwar.
Deficing these protection, tumors and other complications can lead to life-threatening problems and disease in the brain, such as dementia. Thankfully, scientists have found a way to improve brain health. Staying physical activities and eating a balanced diet may be preserve cognitive functions and even reduce the risk of the developing ailments. So, uh, so the brain will only make up a small percentage of the body. It plays a critical role in the body's functions and and over well-being. Okay, this is my end of my presentation. Thank you all of you for your attention, and thank you for giving this opportunity.
Okay, Putta, very good. If you want, you can have your second chance to no matter.
Sir, I have not 7 chance. Don't want.
Okay, then let's stop for today. Then bye. See you next day. Have a studious week. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. Bye.